feel like I've heard this before. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. After Grand Slam Australia, it became abundantly clear that we are heading towards Hangman versus MJF in a rematch from Revolution last year at Revolution this year. And with these guys having history in multiple different matches together in the past, you kind of knew that somehow, some way, that they were going to find a way to spice up this next one. And God, did they do that with the announcement on Dynamite last night that if Hangman Page is not successful in defeating MJF, he will no longer be able to challenge for the AEW title as long as he lived. Now, with that being said, I know that a lot of AEW fans are going to have flashbacks and connect the dots to when Cody Rhodes did the exact same thing. And he's not the first person that we've seen that be done. We also saw Sting in TNA a decade earlier do that, and I'm sure we've seen it beforehand in other promotions as well. But what people are going to start to connect the dots now is the fact that when Cody Rhodes did that, that was pretty much the death nail in his AEW career. And going forward, it became abundantly clear, especially towards the latter days of his days in AEW, that the guy was WWE bound. Sting in TNA, it was in the latter stages of his TNA run as well. Then after that, he went to WWE. So people are going to naturally connect the dots and say, is Hangman WWE bound with this? And for me, it's going to be kind of hard to picture that being a thing. I could have said the exact same thing for Cody Rhodes back then as well, after he destroyed the throne with the sledgehammer. But with Hangman Page being actively, what would be the right words to say this? Actively political on his social media platforms and believing in the opposite ideology as WWE has publicly been aligned with, it's kind of hard for me to picture him going there. Also, I'm sure that prior to AEW, he had an opportunity to go there as well. Before AEW started, if you guys heard the rumors, that it was going to be a package that the Elite were going to go to the main roster and Hangman Adam Page was going to start on NXT. So it's not as if WWE has never had interest in the past, but it would just be extremely hard for me to see this be a thing that goes down. There's been crazier things that have happened in professional wrestling, so I don't think it would completely shock me, but I think it's pretty clear for a lot of people that Hangman isn't going to be the guy who's going to be coming out of this Revolution pay-per-view as the guy who's going to be raising his hand and having the AEW World title. But after what we saw in the main event, with Swerve Strickland turning heel on Kenny Omega, I think that there is a pathway to where we see Swerve be the guy to screw Hangman Page out of that match and be the guy who is, gunning for MJF, because Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland, they have been aligned at the hip lately, but they still have this, very steep path together. And with Swerve repeatedly saying, I need this, we don't know exactly what he's referring to. I personally connect the dots and say the world title. And I think him screwing Hangman Page of that, not only is it get back for their past, it clears a way to get him out of the paint and for Hangman to be out of there to where he can no longer compete for the world title. And Swerve is the guy who's solely in the driver's seat heading towards MJF and that world title. So for me, those are kind of the scenarios as to where I could see this kind of playing out. But in no scenario in my head do I actually see Hangman winning the AEW World title. And I hope that they don't do the exact same way that they did it with Cody Rhodes, where he was pretty much screwed. I hope that at least when they do this, Hangman Page, eventually when he turns back heel, can be dastardly and go back on his word or something. Because if we're going to have this play out with the exact same ways that they did with Cody Rhodes, where he was basically placed with a glass ceiling over his head, I don't really see the positives coming out of this stipulation. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How do you think this plays out? Do you think there's any chance that Hangman Page actually comes out victorious? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.